Ladies and gentlemen, for the audience here at FII9, in the room and watching virtually, for Latin Americans, for the 25 million Venezuelans, 8 million of which have had to leave our home country, including me, because of the crisis that has befallen us. But to every single individual on earth who believes in peace and democracy, this woman, our next speaker, is a symbol that you can fight tyranny without weapons and without violence, but with conviction and sheer morals. María Corina Machado began her career as Venezuela's democratic leader many, many years ago, counting votes, the very pillar democracy stands on. And after winning the election with her running mate last July against the regime of Nicolás Maduro and being able to prove it, she has not been able to take office. She has been persecuted. Her entire team has had to flee. She hasn't seen her family. And she comes to us today virtually at a great risk to her own safety, showcasing the enormity of her bravery and the importance of FII. Please honor me in welcoming our next speaker, the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize Laureate, María Corina Machado, who will be in conversation with a woman that I admire a great deal, who lifts women up through her foundation and is an engine here at FII in her own right. The president and founder of the Cecilia Attias Foundation, Cecilia Attias, everybody.
Stay a few minutes with me, because it's a great honor today to have Maria with us, Maria Machado with us. I know you're going to cry, because it's important not only for you,
there
for
she is.
millions.
The Nobel Peace Prize winner 2025. Let's hear the applause from the audience. María Corina.
Buenas tardes. Estábamos llorando, Mariana y yo, antes de llegar, but we have to switch into English now. And I was saying to Mariana, we were crying before because having you is such an honor today. Welcome, and we're so happy and honored to have you.
I will briefly just say, if we can show her one more time, María Corina, on behalf of every single Venezuelan in every corner of the earth, but especially those in our home country who had lost faith for such a long time, thank you for restoring hope and peace and faith to every single one of us. Porque esto es hasta el final y los buenos somos más. Muchas gracias.
Gracias,
Te dejo
Mariana.
conversación con Cecilia.
She's going to make us cry. Welcome, welcome to you. You just won the Nobel Peace Prize 2025, and it's a real honor to have you with us tonight for the closing. Maybe a few words that you have to say. You're hiding somewhere, you're in danger, your family is in danger, and so we're so happy to be able to be with you today.
Thank you, Cecilia. And thank you all for this extraordinary opportunity to share with you these words at the FII. And especially, I want to make a recognition to Richard Attias, to Cecilia Attias for the incredible job they've done all these years in building bridges and getting people together from all over the world. People that love freedom, that love peace, prosperity, and certainly that are fighting together for a future, for a bright future for our country. So thank you very much, Cecilia.
So I'm going to switch to the first question because we're all very emotional. So in Venezuela, the struggle has never been just political. It's deeply human. In this reality, how do you personally define peace? What does peace look like to you and to Venezuelan people today all over the world? It's not only in Venezuela, but all our friends around the globe.
Well, I would start saying that peace, first of all, it comes from an inner perspective. The inner peace that comes from coherence and the ability to distinguish between good and evil. But certainly it is also a collective concept that comes from free choices of free individuals that respect each other's rights. And peace is not a consequence of fight or submission, but it requires freedom and justice. In our country, the regime tried to divide us and to confront society because of racial issues, religion, or ideology. And we have been able to bring back a country together to tear down those barriers around common values, human dignity, family, freedom, justice, and responsibility. So that's why I'm so hopeful about the future of Venezuela.
And we all are with you and behind you, you know that. Your Nobel recognition emphasizes democracy as the foundation of peace. How do you see the link between democratic reform and prosperity? What must come first, freedom or rebuilding livelihoods?
Well, I would say that that link between democracy and prosperity is foundational because democracy is rooted in the idea that all individuals are rational and therefore have the natural right to decide their own future. So stable long-term prosperity certainly requires that agreement between free individuals that have the right to choose, to make essential decisions, how to get informed, how to invest their savings, how to educate their children, how to contribute to their community. So I believe that democracy is essential to prosperity, and it's rooted on freedom and justice.
Thank you for your answer. Do you believe that sustainable prosperity can exist without peace, or that peace itself depends on creating more equitable prosperity for all?
I absolutely think that sustainable prosperity requires peace. And I would say that it also requires trust in the people. And I think that the pillar of a prosperous society is a society in which trust is the main pillar, and in which, you know, and the commons, and you trust the common sense of ordinary people as a way as maintaining that cohesion in a prosperous society.
You represent not only Venezuela, but a generation of women leading change with courage and grace. How do you see the role of women in rebuilding peace and prosperity at a community level?
Look, I've been asked about the role of women so many times, and I always insist that my primary focus when I build teams and we create projects and movements, it's about merit, regardless of race, religion, or gender. But certainly women have a very distinct perspective. Let's say it's naturally driven by protecting family, homes, land, and maintaining families together. So in Venezuela, after 26 years in which we've seen this intention to fracture families, to divide the communities, the role of women has been impressive. 26 years ago, the first organized demonstrations that took place in Venezuela against the Chavez regime were promoted by women, mothers, grandmothers, sisters that went out to defend the right for free curricula in schools because the regime wanted to compulsory bring socialist ideas and ideology on the school curricula. So I believe that women will have a huge role in maintaining peace and reconciliation in these critical moments that we are living now, where we're starting a transition to democracy at the community level, undoubtedly. And I trust these women with all my heart.
But you know, that's not only women who are behind you. There is so much hope in all my friends from Venezuela living all across the world. Everybody's behind you, and everybody has hope for the future. What's going to come next? What's the next step for you? What's going to happen now? You won the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. So what's now?
I want the world to understand that finally, after 26 years of darkness and violence and division, Venezuela is finally at the threshold of freedom. Our country has come together. We have a legitimate leadership that was elected in a very hard contested election, but we won by a landslide last year. Finally, we have the support of the international community. There's this international coalition that's led by President Trump that is supporting the dismantling of criminal structures, narco-terrorist structures that take over our country. And the regime is certainly weaker than ever and is understanding that it's time to go. And a new era of prosperity, of freedom, of justice will start in Venezuela. And Venezuela is the next global frontier for investment and wealth creation. We will open our markets. We will welcome foreign investment to take advantage of the unique, unparalleled natural resources and endowments our country has, but most of all, the talent, the will, the knowledge of our people. And as Mariana was saying, Cecilia, 30% of Venezuelan population has been forced to flee. We have a talented, educated, entrepreneurial diaspora that is longing to come back home. And that's precisely the strongest force that brings us together. We want our children back home and turn Venezuela into the most bright and prosperous and freest country in the region back again.
If you have one message to send to the world, not only to Venezuelan people, what would it be?
What has brought us here? Trust the people, listen to them. I've been said so many times it was impossible to achieve what we have done. And we have done it because we have trusted the people and we have trusted the truth. I have paid a high cost along this journey for not being politically correct. It has been hard. We have gone through a long desert, but at the end, being honest to your beliefs, to your values, to always put human dignity above any other political objective, it's worthwhile. So that would be my message. And in addition to that, those countries that live in freedom, that live in peace, with prosperity, should not take it for granted. Venezuela was the freest, most democratic country, the most stable democracy in the region a few decades ago. And in less than a generation, everything was lost. So you need to create that culture of democracy, of peace, of understanding, of respect, and certainly protect it. And freedom, and these are universal values. So freedom fighters and countries that live, and democratic leaders that live in democratic countries should be concerned, promote, and defend freedom all over the world.
Freedom, respect, dignity. Those words mean the world to me and to all our friends. We thank you, really, for being who you are. We're trying to convey all the friendship. I receive tons of messages from all over the world. We're behind you, we will help you, and good luck. You know, you will succeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Venezuela will be free. Thank you very much.
Gracias.
Thank you. Gracias, Cecilia.